Hi everyone, I have tried to do this video a few times now and each time I keep running out of disk space because I'm just doing it on my phone. So I've wrote down some bullet points about what it is I actually want to cover to make sure that I actually do it, and hopefully I can condense this enough and make it quite clear enough so that I don't run out of time. It also means that I'm dehydrated from the amount of talking that I have done. Cheers. So the biggest reason why I'm doing this post is earlier on today, and I've thought about it a few times, and I guess I'm well, to start off with, I don't even know if this is going to attract any viewers at all whatsoever, and do you know what, see, if it doesn't, that's okay, because that's not what this is about. I want to share our lives and I want to share what happens with us, and yeah, that's the biggest driving factor with this. I also want to, so that should be a separate video of the reasons behind why I'm actually doing this project and what it is that my biggest achievement, or what I'm trying to achieve in the bigger sense. The one thing that strikes me the most is, and I've seen a few videos today about people posting negative comments, and do you know what, if you post a negative comment, I'm not going to be heartbroken over it. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. I know that I'm not harming anybody by what I do, and that's all right with me. But Kaya, as you know, my daughter is quite profoundly disabled, which means she's not going to feature very heavily in our adventures, or she is going to feature heavily in that she will be part of our adventures, but there is a lot that she can't do because of her complex disabilities. So the majority of the posts, the majority of the storyline is going to be Rowanar's adventures, and do you know what? That little guy deserves it. We have been through basically a couple of years of hell, out and out hell, and you might know somebody that has a child that's disabled, and know some of the struggles of what that is, but until you have actually experienced it yourself, and the minefield of possibilities of ways that it could go very wrong, you never understand fully. And actually, I do want to bring this to people's attention, and I want to make sure that what happened to us, because it was completely avoidable, does not happen to anybody else, because honestly, it was atrocious. And the amount of energy that it took for me just to stay afloat, to stay on any kind of a level of, and I'm talking basic level of functionality, it was really hard, and something I feel partly guilty for, although I know, and I do feel guilty for, I know it was unavoidable, I know that ultimately it's not my fault, the circumstances that we found ourselves in, but my son missed out on a lot, and I made the decision, now that things are settling down again, that this year we are going to have the best year of our lives, and we're going to get back on track, because quite a big thing for me, my lifestyle and my ideals, was traveling. And fair enough, I can't do, like, for example, one of my favourite bloggers on here that I've just recently found her, and it's fantastic, Jinty. She's an amazing woman doing what she wants to do and making it work for her. But it's not circumstances that I could do, although it's something I would love to do, and given different circumstances, I would do it in a heartbeat. my family unit, the way our lives are, it's not possible for us. So it's about how to create the best possible circumstances with what you've got to work for. I couldn't take, like what she has done, a year or 2 years or however long it is, condense all her life into a van and just travel. I need to be more stationary for my daughter because of her complex health needs. And do you know what? That's fine. It doesn't mean that we have to compromise and give up on our dreams and goals. Far from it. It may have taken me a little longer to figure out how we're going to do this, but we're going to make it work for us. Another question that may come up, which I know has came up on quite a lot of people's blogs, or vlogs. I always say that wrong. Anyway, how they fund it. And do you know what? I live on a shoestring. I compromise on a lot. And yeah, I guess it just comes down to what you put a priority on, what sort of a lifestyle you want to have. My priorities are on happy experiences. I don't need a car. Quite happy travelling on public transport. It's actually better for the environment, but that's a different topic altogether. I trying to think what things people have that I don't. I don't go for nights out. I don't have designer clothes. In fact, I don't spend a lot of money on clothes at all whatsoever. I'm very good at finding bargains when it comes to food. So we eat very, very healthily, extremely healthily, better than a lot of people, but we can do it on a shoestring. And part of that reason is because we're vegan. And do you know what? You can have a better diet for less money when you're vegan. I always stay up to date with how to keep the best service for your utilities. I don't own a TV, so I don't spend a lot of time watching TV. We don't have a Sky subscription or a cable subscription or anything like that. So again, that saves us money. I have my Wi-Fi and we watch some stuff online. We tend not to watch a lot of TV, full stop, end of story. There are certain things, specific programs that we then watch, and because we have a special interest in them. My son, for example, likes Paw Patrol and the Octonauts, and that's fine. When they come out, he watches Paw Patrol and he watches the Octonauts. And yeah, so we compromise on what maybe people think is normal, but they don't really work for us, so we don't feel like we're missing out on those aspects. So it's easier for us to save money that kind of way. Not that it amounts to a great amount of money, I will admit that, it really doesn't. But there are also ways and means to travel cheaply, which I will do on a different video to this, because again, I'm running over time, so I really need to have digressed here. But yeah, so I might be on a low income, I'm a single parent, I'm a carer, which means I'm on benefits. So yeah, I might have what other people view as a better lifestyle than what we actually do. It's just my priorities are different and what I buy is different from what everybody else. So yeah, that's how that works, and I do make sure I do it on a shoestring. So yeah, there we go. The project the reason this blogging started, the YouTube channel started, was because I started a project called Fun Stuffs 2018. And because this is the year that I really want to concentrate and make fantastic for my son, as a ways to move forward and keep going with this momentum, and really kick it out the park, the photos all started to come together, and yeah, there's already been some things that have happened. So a couple of trips that you've heard me already talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dedicate some time to go back and talk about those, because to constantly refer back to things that you have no idea about and have no reference to is maybe a bit difficult. But anyway, yeah, so that's another bullet point done. Another thing you'll notice is the quality of this camera work is really not good, because it's all done on an iPhone and there's no video editing software, there's no special lighting. I have to just talk. I can't cut and paste, and if I get it wrong I have to start from the very beginning again. So it's very, very raw, and that's okay for now. And I see this as my hobby. If it takes off, if I feel confident that I'm doing it well enough and I'm still enjoying it, I may well invest in better equipment and maybe do like a video editing course or something like that. But straight out the bat, before I'm 100% sure that this is going to go where it needs to go, what do you still feel like it feels right now? I don't want to spend a lot of money. Okay, so I've only got a couple minutes before this timer cuts out again. My little cousin's doing a soundbite for us, so we will have an intro and an exit theme tune, which I'm really excited about, because for me that's pro stuff. That's amazing stuff. And yeah, so I probably already talked about it before, but this is a personal project for me. And in my previous video I had mentioned about clicking subscribe and clicking like button and blah blah blah, and I really didn't feel comfortable with saying that, and I'm not going to say it again, because at the end of the day I might not actually get anybody viewing these, and that is absolutely fine, and that is not what this is about. Other YouTubers come on here, their sole purpose is to generate, I don't know, like a fandom? Yeah, I think that would be fandom, it sounds a bit radical, but yeah, that sort of base network of following. And it would be absolutely awesome if people followed our project and channel and family and what we're doing, but it's not essential for me if people actually like us or not. If people like us, they're going to like us. If they're not going to like us, they're not going to like us. And not everybody likes everybody. So yeah, it is what it is. And I just wanted to make sure that people knew that's not me. That doesn't feel right for me. So yeah, before this cuts out, within seconds, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for listening to this. And yeah, it's been awesome getting this all in the one take. Woohoo! Bye!